In this episode, I'm taking a look at another super inexpensive fragrance from Fragrance World, which happens to be a copy of one of my favourite ever designer scents. This is called Bavaria Man Intense, and you can't possibly fail to notice that it's a copy of BVLGARI Man in Black, judging by the name and also the bottle design. So to find out all you need to know about this one and whether it's worth picking up, stay tuned to this episode of Mags Frags. Yes, hello again and welcome to this latest episode of Mags Frags, where it's the fragrance that's the star of the show. My name's Paul and today's scent of the day is called Bavaria Man Intense by Fragrance World. It's an amber floral fragrance for men and it comes in an eau de parfum concentration. I picked this one up from eBay for just £17.99 for this 100ml bottle size. But something that's come to light and that I find immensely frustrating about these eBay sellers or the independent outlets who sell these cheap Middle Eastern dupes is that as soon as they realise that sales have started to rise due to them being talked about and hyped like from fragrance reviewers like myself, they literally increase the price by double, right up to 5 times the amount. And it's just basically profiteering, which is just wrong and out of order. A subscriber messaged me last night to say that the Proud of You Absolute fragrance that I reviewed last week and paid £19 for is now selling on eBay for between £50 to £100 from the same eBay shop, which is just horrendous. And you can pick up the original Stronger With You Absolutely for less than that price. It's really frustrating for me personally because I scour the internet trying to bring you some of these really good cheap alternatives, and then these charlatans just try to rip you off, and I end up with loads of comments from people just saying that they can't find it at the price that I've stated it for in my videos. So going forward, I think what I'll do is I'll probably just talk about ones where I can find them from reputable retailers. Okay, so rant over and into the presentation with this one, and the box comes in a matte black cardboard design with rose gold detailing, and then there's the name that runs all the way around the top of it in like a spot gloss finish. It just wraps around the top of it. I think it looks pretty classy, to be fair. On the front is the name of the fragrance and the Fragrance World logo, and then we've also got the size and the concentration. At the top is the Fragrance World logo, and then around the back is where you'll find all your product information, your barcode and a QR code, and also a hologram sticker of authenticity. Finally, down at the bottom is where you'll locate the batch code, which on this particular one is 81794. The bottle comes in a matte black finish with a gloss band that just kind of runs all the way around the shoulder. It's slightly taller than the genuine BVLGARI Man in Black, but still looks pretty similar. And to be fair, it doesn't feel too much of a quality difference either when you're handling them, apart from the atomizer that you get on the original is built in, and it just looks a little bit more high spec and classy. On the front of this one again is the name of the fragrance, set within like a shiny black onyx style inlay square, which looks really smart. And then there's the Fragrance World logo further down. You get a plastic click-on cap in a metallic rose gold colourway, and a black atomizer with the FW initials on. But there is a bit of a problem with this because I don't know if you can see, but there's like a lip that runs all the way around here, and when you spray it, part of the spray must come into contact with this lip, and you end up with juice collecting all on the inside here and a little bit dripping down the front of the bottle. So not the best design, and not really well thought out, but apart from that, it does look and feel pretty decent and quite high quality, to be fair. Okay, so into the note breakdown, and the top notes in this one are spices, rum, tobacco and black pepper. In the heart, we've got leather, iris and tuberose, and the base notes are tonka beans, guaiac wood and benzoin. Okay, so this one opens up fairly dark and slightly sweet with a smooth powdery texture. And straight away you're going to get hit with that uber masculine and sophisticated scent DNA of BVLGARI Man in Black. And you won't fail to notice the rich dusty leather accord and some mild booziness from the rum note. I have tested both of these two several times side by side, and I literally can't tell them apart, especially in the opening. But as this one dries down, you'll get a mild spiciness from the black pepper and also a bit of the tobacco note which comes through. But for me, it's the iris note that stands out the most, but not in a Dior Homme Intense or a Prada L'Homme clean floral way. With this one, it's more of a dark iris because it blends with the leather, the tobacco and that touch of boozy rum, and you get a pretty intense powdery but like a leather accord, with all the other notes just adding like little interesting accents in the background. Every now and again though, I seem to pick up on something slightly animalic smelling, which I think may be the tuberose, because that's the only note that's listed in this one that I'm not particularly a big fan of, but it could also be a couple of the other notes conflicting. And it's kind of present in both of these too, but this one's not quite as noticeable. But it's not horrible or anything like that. It's not something that's going to put you off the scent, but it's just something that you'll just catch the odd waft of and you'll think, oof, what's that? I did describe it when I did a full review of the originals, something a bit BO kind of smell, but it's not as bad as like complete body odor, but it's just that kind of animalic smell. But once they've both dried down fully and had time to develop, I think the genuine version is ever so slightly better blended than this one, and it seems to smell a touch more smooth and refined. The brighter notes do stick around longer in the original, and it's a tiny bit less synthetic smelling, but overall this does capture the general aroma really well, and perhaps just without some of the little subtleties that you'll find in the genuine version. The best way to describe how accurate this one is just to look at the bottle design. Can you tell that what it's meant to be? Yes, you can. Are they identical? No, they're not. And it's kind of what you get with the scent itself. It's got a very similar smell, but maybe just blended in a slightly different way with a bit of a different ratio. So maybe I would say 90 to 95% similar. Yeah, this is a fragrance that's better suited to wear in the cooler months of the year, and it's perfect for dressed up formal events or date nights. I find it a bit too rich and sophisticated smelling to wear casually during the day or as like a work fragrance, etc. And as soon as I smell this one, it just screams evening black tie formal event to me. It's suave and elegant smelling with a comforting aroma, but it's also got a strong, sexy, masculine side to it. So it's kind of a bit of a James Bond type fragrance in my opinion. It'd be slightly better suited to guys maybe in their 30s or 40s, because it does have a bit of more of a mature side to it, but definitely decent for a younger guy if you are looking for something that's just a little bit more grown up. Yeah, this one's an EDP concentration and the performance is okay, but both this one and the original have a fairly soft projection, which is enough to get you noticed from maybe a couple of feet away, but it's certainly not one of those fragrances that's going to turn heads as soon as you enter into a room. It's one of those scents, I'd say, where you'll just catch the odd waft of it here and there as the wearer, but not one where you'll be able to constantly smell it on you. And it's a case of, oh, there it goes again, you know, like as you're moving around, you'll just catch the odd waft. It will get you complimented by people that are quite close to you, even though you might think it's stopped projecting on yourself personally. And it does last for quite a long time, and you'll get a full night's wear out of it pretty easily. But I'd still say just give yourself a few extra sprays if you want to attract a bit more attention. I do actually think this is slightly longer lasting than the original, but there's hardly anything between the two. Yeah, so in summary, if you want to save yourself £60 or £70, then this is a really decent pickup over the original. It's not going to be to everyone's taste, and some people might find it a bit like dark smelling, some people might find it a bit too makeup-y and too powdery, but I really like it. But also with summertime coming up, it might not be the best time to pull the trigger on it right now, but for 18 quid it's a pretty solid, safe blind buy, and one that you can afford to take a punt on. It smells very classy and it's fairly strong and long lasting, and the presentation isn't too bad either, so I'd definitely give it a solid 8 out of 10 overall. But on a side note, if you are interested in picking it up, I would do it now, because these cowboys on eBay they'll be charging £100 for it next week. Okay, so that's about it for this latest episode, but don't forget, coming up in the next one, I've got an absolute beauty for you that smells exactly like a top-notch £300 niche fragrance, and I'm talking pretty much a one-to-one clone, so definitely look out for that upload in the next day or two. I've also just finished filming a behind the scenes tour of my little shoebox size studio here, which gives you a brief insight into what goes on into making and creating these videos, and also my productivity setup, which is a bit more than just me sitting in front of a ring light and a camera smartphone. So for all you nosy parkers out there who've asked to see around the room, then you don't have to wait much longer. And as always guys, if you've got any value from this video and you found it useful in any way, then please don't forget to give it a thumbs up and to subscribe to the channel. It's also great to hear your opinions, your thoughts and your critiques on all of the fragrances that feature in these reviews, so don't forget to keep your comments coming down in the comments section. So once again, thank you very much for tuning in today. Stay safe, keep smelling fresh, and I'll see you very soon for another one. Bye bye for now.